Hello, lovely viewers. Once again, this is Josephine Greatness. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If today is your first time we are meeting, it is great having you around. You can stay around by hitting on the subscription button and also the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my videos. To my return subscribers, thank you so much for always coming back to watch my videos. It is great having you guys in the community. On this channel, I do videos on how to migrate to the UK as a health worker. I specialize mostly on midwives. I also do health talks. I do business videos and share my music videos and many other content. Hey, head on to my channel and you'll find all the content there. Very, very helpful information you can't miss. And when you watch the videos, don't hesitate to share it with your family, friends, neighbors who you feel may have need of any of the videos on my channel. Today, guys, in this video, I have a lovely midwife here who migrated to the UK from West Africa, Nigeria, without a CoS, without sponsorship from any NHS trust. So in this video, the main reason why I'm doing this video is how you can migrate to the UK, get your midwifery work without having certificate of sponsorship from your home country. She's in the person of Midwife Favor. She is a YouTuber as well, guys. She is going to share her YouTube channel link with us, and I'm going to leave it in the description section below so that you can head onto her channel. She's got lovely content. So over to you, Favor. Can you please tell us about yourself?
Hello, guys. Hello, everyone. It's an honor to be on this platform. Thank you, Josephine Greatness, for this opportunity.
That's
All
great.
right.
I'm time, Favor. Bless you. Bless you.
Thank you. I'm Favor by name, like she has already said, and the favored one. That's my YouTube name.
Great.
And I'll start by saying I'm a wife and I'm a mother and I'm a nurse midwife that trains and practices in Nigeria. And I'm currently practicing here in the UK as a midwife.
Lovely, lovely, Favor. Thank you so much for your time. Viewers, as I said, I'm going to leave her YouTube channel link in the description section below. Head on to her channel, subscribe to her channel, hit on the notification bell, like, share her videos. All right. So, Favor, let's get straight into the video. My next question is, how did you come to the UK? I've already mentioned to the viewers that you did not come to the UK with CoS, Certificate of Sponsorship. How did you do it? How did you come here?
Okay, I came to the UK via the Causa visa. It's
Okay.
called the family road, yeah, on the gov.uk website. So my partner was already here and I came to join him as his dependent. Yeah.
Lovely. So, guys, many of you health workers, you know, Favor is a health worker. She is a midwife, but she decided to come to the UK via the dependent route. So, most of you back home wants to come practice in the UK as health workers, but everybody is, you know, fighting their way through, struggling to get certificate of sponsorship. So, you can use this route. All right. There's another route that you can use to get it into the UK. That is, if your partner is around here, maybe your partner is a health worker or has gotten a job with any company that has given him or her certificate of sponsorship. Don't stress yourself. Don't stress yourself trying to get a job and certificate of sponsorship back home. Why don't you just come with your spouse as a dependent, and then when you get into the UK, you can, you know, follow your dream or your ambition of working in your, you know, your career. Okay, that is exactly what Favor did. So she's going to tell us more about how she was able to get into the NMC UK register as a dependent, how she got her job as a midwife in the UK. So, Favor, how did you go about your NMC UK registration? Did you start whilst you were in Nigeria or you started when you came into the UK?
I started the NMC registration when I came to the UK.
All right.
Before I arrived, my
Mm,
focus was just coming to join my partner here,
okay.
which I did via the spouse visa route.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I arrived, I
Mm,
was like, okay, so what's next for me? I just need to pursue my career, right? And
yeah.
then I was like, okay, I had to like check and see what the requirements for me to continue practicing. Because back home, I'm from Nigeria. I work and practice as a nurse and a midwife. But
Okay.
here in the UK, when I was making my research, I discovered you need to just practice as one. You
Yeah.
have to like choose one of them and then focus on that. And I was like, okay, midwifery is a specialty and it's something I actually am passionate about. I have got that great passion for. So I was like, all right, I'll have a look and see if that would just be what I'll go into. So I started the NMC registration few months after I arrived in UK. I paid my NMC the initial registration fee,
Yeah.
started the process, and then I had to write the English exam that was
The IELTS.
required.
Okay. Did you
Yeah.
write the IELTS or the OET?
So the spouse visa requires a different IELTS exams. IELTS have got different exams and different, in fact, that would be, if you check my channel, I'll be discussing on the different IELTS exams and all. Yeah, I don't want to
Love.
go too detail about that. I don't want to talk much about that. But
Yeah.
for the spouse visa, I wrote IELTS life skills,
Okay.
which is a different IELTS to be registered as a midwife here in the UK. So when I started my NMC registration, I had to do IELTS academic just
Academic.
to yeah to be able to meet the
Okay.
English
So
requirements.
just to cut you in, that means that you wrote two different IELTS.
Yeah,
Yeah. So you wrote
yeah,
one to get your visa into the country, and that was
yeah,
IELTS lifestyle. And then when you got into the country, you had to write the IELTS academic to get into the NMC UK
yeah,
register. Lovely.
yeah.
Thank you very much. Yeah, you can go on. Sorry for cutting you.
Yeah, so yeah, so I did IELTS academic, passed it, and then I knew the next thing for me was CBT NLC. And then I came across this, research is really good.
Very
If I'm to tell anyone anything, I'll
good.
advise that you do a lot of research. If there's anything you need to do, just research about it, and then you get to find more information. So I was doing my research and I discovered this NHSP International
Okay.
on Google, yeah. So they are just like a body, an organization that sponsor both nurses and midwives to the UK. Although back then, because I came during the COVID lockdown and all of that, it was clearly indicated that they were not recruiting from red list countries, which of course my country, Nigeria, is part of the
Yeah,
red list countries.
and mine as
So
well.
I, yeah, okay. So unfortunate, I'll say.
Same
Yes.
here.
But what I did was I filled because once you go on NHSP International, there's a form for you to fill. You put
Mm,
in your details, your name, your profession, and I think you might even need to upload a CV, and then
okay,
someone will get back to you. Yeah. So part of what I put in was that I'm already in the UK, even if I
smart.
trained and practiced
Yeah,
in Nigeria. Yeah, so when they got back to me, they said, "Oh, okay, that's good." So they can just carry on from where I have like reached with my NMC registration. And
yeah,
so they told me they were going to sponsor my CBT and OSCE.
that's
Yeah,
wonderful.
so
So
yeah,
even
yeah,
though you were already in the country and didn't need certificate of sponsorship to get into UK, they still offered
exactly.
to sponsor you. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
guys,
they,
I chipped in this question just to encourage those of you that feel that, hey, if I don't get a certificate of sponsorship from back home, I'm not going to get sponsorship with my
mm,
exams, with my, the stuffs that we need to spend money to do to get our visas and our COS. So guys, you can come through the dependent visa. If you're already in the country on dependent visa, you can still get some, or maybe let me say all of what you spent in getting into the NMC UK register. Some of the trust will still reimburse what you
yeah,
spent to you, just
yeah.
as they've done with. So I would say after at the end of it, or you got sponsorship, you are being sponsored. Great.
Yes, but
So
I'm not bound to their rules. Like, when you've got the certificate of sponsorship, it's more like you have like, those rules where you have the limited extra hours to work and all of that, the home office restrictions.
ooh,
Yes, so I'm not bound by that. Yeah.
you
Because
see,
now I'm on a different route. Yeah.
wow. So Figa, what you mean is that you weren't given You didn't need COS, right?
No, I didn't.
All that they
No.
did was to sponsor your CBT and your OSCE.
Yeah, and
And
they refunded my NMC registration fee as well.
okay, so that means they've refunded almost everything that you use to get
Yeah,
into the register. But
yeah,
you are a free person. You are, let me say,
yeah.
you are a free midwife. Some of us are
Yes,
bound.
actually.
There are things we can't do on the skilled worker visa. There are things
Yeah,
we, we if it's 37.5 hours contracted, that is what you can do till you get your ILR, guys. So this is one of the best routes you can come. That is if you have that chance. If you have a
yeah,
spouse that you can come along with, you don't need to be on
yeah,
this COS skilled worker visa stuff which restrict you so much in this country. Most of health workers, most of them that I've spoken to during these few months of my being in the UK, I would say they are not happy. Some of them feel so restricted, and some are even planning on leaving the country because the restriction is too much on the skilled worker visa. They are restricted. There is absolutely nothing you can do apart from what your trust, what the COS is asking you to do, what the visa is asking you to do, and some of them are getting choked and they want to leave already. Some are here less than a year, some are just a year and they're already feeling choked and they want to leave. So, guys, explore this route and you are free. So, Favor, doesn't mean that I've cut you short. I'm sure you are not done with how you got into the NS register, and I really want you to finish, but I want to ask this question. So,
yeah.
does
Go
it
on.
mean you can choose the number of hours you want to work?
Yeah, so that was what I was going to say. If you're on the work visa and you've got certificate of sponsorship, you're only allowed, I think, 20 hours extra to work aside your contracted hours. Yeah. So for me, I've not got that restriction. I can, if I want to, if
If
I
you
want
want
to
to work
work
100
more
hours
10,
extra, you
yeah,
can.
yeah, yeah,
But what
exactly.
about your contracted hours, your permanent job?
Currently, I'm on 37.5. Yeah, I agreed with them, and that's why I'm
Okay.
currently on.
So
Yeah.
for that one, it's an agreement. It's not because of
Yeah.
the
No.
law. You are not restricted
Yeah.
to do that. So had it
Yeah.
been that your contract or your, let me say, your unconditional letter, if you had wanted to do just 30 hours, you could have asked for that. Unlike
Yeah.
us.
Even as a mom, that I know that's a topic for some other time. But there's that challenge of childcare issues and all of that. So at some point, I was even considering reducing my hours just to fit in and balance up. Yeah. And they were open to that because they gave me that option. But I was like, okay, let me just go on with this
Right.
and
See.
see how I can cope with that. Else, I might either reduce. Yeah. So
There you are
we're just
free.
kidding.
I can't
Yeah.
imagine how that feeling is like freedom. Some of us are feeling like we are in prison. How I wish I
Yeah.
could how I wish I could reduce my 37.5 hours. Oh God. This skilled worker visa is just telling me that is what you can do till 5 years. So
Mm,
that is the main reason why I brought Favor here. Favor
mm,
is here to encourage us, those of us on dependent visa. That doesn't mean that because you were a midwife back at home, you were a nurse, you were a theater nurse, psychiatric nurse, and because you came on a husband or a wife visa, you cannot pursue your career. You can pursue your
mm.
career and still even enjoy the freedom that you
Yeah.
in this country. Okay, so Favor, can we continue on our first question? How you got into the NMC registration?
Yeah, so it's nothing different, I'll say. It's still the same process
Okay.
with both nurses, midwives, the NMC registration process,
Mm.
where you need to start by paying the £140 registration fee and then, fill in all the forms, those questions they ask.
Okay.
Provide your English language requirements, do the police clearance, DBS check. I had to go through all of that.
You did
And
all
when
that.
yes, yes.
The
And
verification, just as we do it back at home. Yeah. So
yeah,
guys,
the verification.
just so that this video is not lengthened, I've done a video with a Nigerian midwife, another renowned Nigerian midwife who has, taken us through how she did the whole verification and the NMC UK registration from Nigeria. As Favor has said, it is virtually the same thing. So head onto the
Yeah.
channel, look for that video I did with Joy to the World, Midwife Joy, and you get all that information there. Okay. So, and one thing that Favor made mention of, anyway, let's go to our next question, and then we will get into that. I wanted to ask if you wrote the English language test, and you've already tagged that you did. So, how did you get your midwifery job in the UK?
Yeah,
Was it
so
easy to
you
get in?
mentioned something about it previously, which I said I went to the NHSP International's website. I filled the form and indicated that I was a midwife. And so they are more like a body that sponsor both nurses and midwives. Yeah. So it depends on what you put on your CV. Like for me, I was a nurse and a midwife, but they also need your working experience where you've worked previously, like the last 3, 4 years where you've
Yeah,
worked. What's your most recent experience? And
yeah.
mine was more on the midwifery
Okay.
area, I'll say, yeah. And so they got back to me. I'm currently in Sheffield, but the organization is not just centered in one city.
It's
So the
nation.
person that, yes, yes. So the person that got back to me was in Leeds, and
Okay.
she said, if I got an opportunity, would I want to work in Leeds or would I prefer to work in the city where I am here? And I was like, I prefer to be here. I don't want to move. Yeah.
You
And
want the
so she
comfort of
linked me.
home.
Say that again.
I was saying you want the comfort of your home.
Yeah. So she linked me to, I think, their colleagues that are here in my city, and they took over the whole application process, and I like applied. So they just sent me more or less like an application form. So they linked me with their colleagues that are in my city here, and they took over the application process, sent me forms like application form for the hospital here in Sheffield,
Yeah,
which I feel I had to write the, what's it called? This the thing, not the CV,
the
the
supporting statement.
supporting statement.
Yeah,
Perfect. Yeah. In
yeah,
fact,
guys. Sorry, Favor. Guys, I'm going to do a video on how to prepare a good supporting statement to land a job internationally. All right. So watch out for that video. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
That'll be
Favor.
good because you need a very good supporting statement to
Yeah,
be able to get a job. So, in as much as yes, you have people ready to sponsor you, they still need to know why you are, what the sponsorship. Yeah. So I wrote my good supporting statement, filled the whole application form, and that was it.
great.
I was actually also sponsored, like I was trained. I went through a
Wow.
4 week training before I did the OT exams. Yeah.
So they
And
sponsored your OSCE training as well.
yeah, yeah, they
That's
did.
wonderful.
Yeah,
That's wonderful. Okay.
yeah.
So from the time of, starting the whole job hunting to when you started work, how long did it take?
I would say, I would say few months, approximately 5 months. And that was because I was taking everything one step at a time.
Step at a
Yeah.
time. So you
Yeah,
wouldn't
I
say that it was from NHS fee side, it was more of from your side.
No, it was not so because I didn't before I met NHSP, that was where I like delayed a little. I took my time to prepare for the IELTS because I the one I wrote previously was IELTS life skills, which is just speaking and listening. But this time it included the 4 sections, which
Yeah.
included both reading, writing, and all of that. Yeah, so I had to like prepare and ensure I get it in one go. Yeah.
Okay.
So that
That-
was why it took me that long. But the whole process is it, getting a job and starting to work here in the UK can take quite some time because of all the process involved, the verification, the referees, getting response from your previous employer and all of that. So it's not, I wouldn't say it's a very quick process, but
mm,
it's something that is worth the time.
Worth the
You get
time.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's not just about landing the job. You do the interview, fine, you get the job offer, but it
Yeah.
takes time during the employment checks and all that because they need to check whether all that you've stated in your CV your job,
exactly.
is true. They have to be
I
sure.
even omitted the interview part. After I filled that form, the next thing they did before they started the sponsorship was, of course, to interview me and see if I was like going to be the right candidate. And funny enough, the same day I got interviewed, in fact, I finished my interview at 10 a.m. I
Yeah,
got an email from them 5 minutes later that you're
I can
successful.
feel it.
Yeah,
You
yeah, yeah.
feel it,
I was
guys.
like, oh,
The
that's
thing is
great.
that you are a midwife. You've been a midwife. Favor,
Yeah.
how long were you a midwife in Nigeria?
So I've been a midwife for five. I'm getting to 6 years now. Yeah.
In one of my videos, I made mention that being a midwife for just 6 to 1 year is enough. It's
Yeah.
enough for you to land a job. It's enough for you to be able to answer your interview questions well to land you a job. I've done a video on how my interview went, and I've given tips and questions to expect in your midwifery interviews. So again, search for that video in the channel. There
Guys,
is
search for it. It's really
yeah.
needed. You need to know the tips because I have to also watch YouTube videos to be able to get myself prepared and ready.
Honest. To be
Yeah.
honest, there is so much information on YouTube. There is so much
Yeah.
information. Yet I've got
Yeah.
a lot of information. Favor has got lots of information on her channel, on my channel. Go access it and you have it. There was this lady trying to, prepare for her interview. And she sent me a message on my Telegram channel. The Telegram channel and page links are in the description section as well. Join the channel, join the page, and you get all the support that you need in your migration process, whether you are already in the UK or you are back home in your home country.
Yeah. The
You have
Telegram page helped me a lot. Yeah.
really
That was, yes, I was part of one of your success stories from the Telegram page. Yeah. Yeah.
good. Can
So,
you
guys,
imagine? Look at you,
yeah.
you are back here on the channel.
Yeah.
Guys,
Yeah.
you can see. Don't just watch the
Yeah.
video and go. I am not
Mm,
doing a lot of dialogue on YouTube because sometimes your comments may get mixed up with other comments. So the best thing for you to do, subscribe to the channel, hit on the notification bell, and then head onto the Telegram channel and page where you can have one-on-one chat with me. There is a lot of I've told myself I'm going to do a short video on assistance that I'm giving to especially midwives in their migration process to practice in the UK in their career. So I have pages for all the stages for pre-CBT, CBT page, interview page. I have a page for OSCE, and all you need to be successful in all these stages is found there. So head onto the Telegram channel, okay, and you have all the information there. So I was telling this lady, she just sent me a message. She was like, "Can you help me with my interview?" And I told her, "Please head back onto the channel. I've done a thorough video on how to
yeah.
pass your interview, and I've named that video. I got job offers for all my 5 midwifery interviews that I had in the UK. You will have
Yeah.
information on that. And we are going to share the NHSP. NHSP is NHS professionals. We are going to share their link in the description section below. I'm going to share a video on the channel with another midwife that migrated from South Africa into the UK to practice as a midwife. And this midwife also used NHSP. In fact, my
Mhm.
process in getting in my job, my current job in the UK with my trust, they handed me over to NHS professionals. I will say NHS professionals, they are very, very swift with their work. They make
Yeah.
everything so easy and so quick. So it is
Yeah.
you can use NHS professionals when you are in the UK already, and you can as well use them when you are back home. So we are going to
Yeah.
share their link in the description section below. You can access it, job hands. You can also use track jobs, whether you are here, right? Whether you are here already in the UK or you are back home.
Yeah.
Because most of
Yeah.
us back home, it is track jobs that we use indeed. You can still use these websites to search for your jobs. Thank you so much, Favor. Favor, I don't know if there is any other information you would want to share with my viewers. Because my next question was, did you get reimbursement for what you spent money on to get into the NMC register? But you've touched it already. So is there
Yeah.
any other thing you would want to add? Any question I've not touched already that you want to add to it?
Well, guys, we could come back with a part 2 of this video if there's any more information. Yeah. So you
Okay.
can leave your questions down on the comment section and then, yeah, we could plan. to answer your questions if you have more. But just have it in mind there that as a dependent, you've got your spouse here in the UK and you're a midwife, you can still work and get sponsorship here in the UK without having too much stress. Yeah.
Lovely. That's great. Favor, thank you so, so, so much for your time, for coming for this interview. I really do
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. I've gotten enough information, lots of information from you today, things that I also didn't know. So, guys, it is still just been greatness. If today is the first time you are, I won't say passing by because I don't want you to pass by. I want you to stay. Okay. So, if today is the first time you are joining me here on my channel, I am Josephine Greatness. I'm a midwife originally from West Africa, Ghana, currently practicing as a midwife again in the United Kingdom. On this channel, I share videos, information on how to migrate to the UK as a health worker, especially as a midwife. I share my music videos, I share health, education, business talks, I share the gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ, and many, many, many more vlogs of my lifestyle in the UK. So if these topics that I've spoken about is something that you really need, kindly stay, join the community. Don't forget to follow me on my other social media handles: Facebook, TikTok, Telegram, as I've already spoken, Instagram. Follow me, guys. It is great having you guys around. Favor, thank you so much. I'm leaving Favor's channel link in the description section below. Head onto her channel. I'm sure, Favor, if I invite you here again for another topic, you would honor my invitation.
I will. Yeah, it's an honor to be here, and yeah, I'll definitely come back.
Thank you very much. God bless you. So, guys, until we meet again in my next video, it is take care of yourself and bye.
Yeah.